How are you?
Mrznu.
Přímo tady ve městě.
Visit the notorious red light district.
Není to
Your
můj.
friends back.
Není to můj.
Here we are at last. This is Red Peace. I can't
Dobrze,
believe
jsem
it.
to poczucie.
This city.
Dobře, tak zítra. Naschle.
Well, it has a bit of a reputation. Private rooms, rooms you can occupy by the hour. You get the idea.
Whatever. All I care about is having fun conversation. It's been a long day.
Okay then, let's head up to the terrace on the third floor. I hear the view is great.
Hi. Mam.
She booked a place here? In a private room? With a... I'm sorry, but I'm still freaked out by all of this.
So she's having a plate with an authentic chicken. So what?
What can I get you?
Well, well.
So, was I right about this place or what?
Absolutely. The architecture in the old sector was great. But this area is every bit as amazing in a completely different way.
It's too bad there's no helicopter tour of the city. I'd love to see the way the two eras come together from above.
When I was in Nepal, we slept on
Money up front.
Keep walking.
Any news from Dominic? Has he come to his senses?
No, Mrs. Catholic.
I have enough theatrics from that vampire Redditch.
Yes, Mrs. Catholic.
Boys can be such idiot creatures. Why is that? Massa Cadlick, I am the owner of the Red Queen. I make a point of knowing everything important, but you, I do not know.
Could be I'm not important.
Oh, please. Have you seen yourself in a mirror lately? Besides, I have a healthy curiosity. It is important to a mother.
Mom wouldn't be thrilled about me being in a place like this.
Really? I can't imagine why. A good time never hurt anyone.
I don't think the clients are the ones in danger of getting hurt.
You're suggesting my workers aren't safe? But you don't know that. You don't know anything about my club or how I run it.
I know these kinds of places breed violence. Doesn't matter where it is, Eastern Europe or Hensha. It's all the same.
The Red Queen is a family business. My eldest son works the bar. The other does security upstairs. Come in on the weekend and you'll meet one of my nieces, Agnieszka. She's the late show. You see, around here, nothing comes before family.
What can you tell me about the red light district?
Oh, you can't be that naive. Then again, we don't get many of your kind through here. As clients.
And why is that?
Because the Diwalis control it. Now, if an Og's money is good, it challenges our preconceptions. We can be very accommodating. Still, when it comes to your kind, Some among us are. What's the word?
Intimidated?
No. We are too many and too powerful to be scared. And you are too few. Fewer by the week, isn't it?
I understand your family is very important to you. Does that include a kid named Dominic?
Ah, I didn't think you were here for the scenery.
I'm here to repay a favor.
This club is my confessional. People stop by, whisper in my ear. Sometimes I forgive, sometimes not. Lately, I hear one of the Diwali men wants to reconcile with me. How old-fashioned of him.
He helps you out, you help him out. I take it Dominic's causing some kind of trouble.
Dominic has made bad choices for himself and for his family. We have tradition to consider. So I ask you, what is the best way to get a hot-headed young man out from where he does not belong?
You talk to him. You say whatever it takes to make him understand your point of view.
I would like nothing more than to strap Dominic to a chair and make him understand my point of view. But first, I need to get him into the chair.
And what did you have in mind?
My hands are bound by politics. You, I think, have the look of someone used to working around political matters. Perhaps you could kidnap Dominic.
I want to understand this better. What makes Dominic our problem?
Sometimes the Valley operations need sharp young toughs who can wave a gun, and sometimes they need men who can look good in a suit and make allegiances.
So which type is he?
I made an arrangement for Dominic. I found him a woman, found him a place, away from all this, where he was useful to the family. But he thinks he knows better. He thinks like Radich Nikolats.
He's a runaway groom. You wanted to marry him off, he wants to sit at the kingpin's table. And this costs you, doesn't it?
You're very perceptive. Dominic is disposable to Radich, but to me, he can bring a more capable wife into the fold. My fold.
Alright, where's Dominic now? What do you want me to do?
They call it Hotel Narikala, an old Georgian joke. One of Radich's safe houses. Dominic knows we cannot interrupt Radich's hospitality.
And that's where I come in. It's heavily guarded, I assume.
And surveillance systems, alarms. This is the boy.
So I sneak into this building, find Dominic, tell him he's expected back home.
No. You get in, you incapacitate Dominic. You bring him out and leave him in a cozy storage locker. No one can see any of this happen.
You want me to knock this guy out and drag him through a building full of Radich's men, undetected? You're kidding, right?
Where I am from, abduction of the bride was a time-honored custom. So you think of this as an act for equality. You'll know Dominic by his tattoo. Do not bring me the wrong man. Watch your back. Eläköitsiä. Tobie ne budu účtovat extra peníze.
I don't bite, baby.
These boys bore me. You look interesting, though. I just love short, tubby, balding men with a sense of humor.
But I guarantee. The place was okay, but for some reason it was really
Go
crowded
away.
and
Go away
everybody
from me.
seemed overexcited. Did you notice that? You notice? Don't be so uptight. Have some fun. Fine. That street exhibit looks interesting. I'll go check it out.
That's brother.
Not sure how I feel about this weather.
Please?
What about me? What the fuck do I get out of this?
Well, I might have an idea. Listen, I have a daughter. She's not too young. Oh, bastard.
Okay, forget I said anything. I didn't realize you got next. Get me my money and leave her out of this Torres. I never saw a man try harder to look like he came up from the streets.
In a little while, Steve's gonna hook me up with some of our attachés out in Seattle's Fortress of
Time
Sanity.
in some
But
Moscow
until then,
boutique.
I have to reiterate
Got
something.
that shit on his legs
Okay,
in prison.
followers, who else
Radich
needs to
made the
far
call.
too many questions
You
than
want to talk to
Nathaniel
Radich
Brown
about
and
who you
his
recruit?
Sandor evading
Well,
about this so-called log
if he wants
paradise in the
posers,
Middle East.
my hometown is
How
full
the
of
hell
them.
are the drugs supposed
know
to
the
get
deal.
there? Can he
Some
guarantee
guys
the
are
safe
for doing the
passage of a
shooting,
sufficient supply
and
of
some are for
vaccine
getting
doses
shot.
for people being enslaved? Sorry, housed over there.
No one in that room.
You get stuck cleaning the tub in 85.
Quiet.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
You looking for a good time? That's my middle name. Well, one of them. Adam Jensen.
Давайте внимательно.
There's more of this to come, followers. So get that wax out of your eardrums. And if you're just joining us,
Vigilante hackers were exposed to hidden money collection groups. When these journalists were provoked, however,
24-hour
the
billion.
damage these hackers did in their wake.
And I would go straight to Illuminati Rome. Oh man, I'm just drooling at all the uncircumstantial, undeniable, damningly unholy evidence proving what we've all known for years. That corpse like Taeyong Medical, VersaLife, and the Santo Group are world-order stooge companies. And this oversized hard drive of evil is a Swiss bank account of lies. In a time of chaos like the one that is upon us, information is more important than money, land,
Anomaly detected.
is out.
Trace program initiated.
Is the manpower that's prepared to find these people. Us demanded access to that place. Could they stop us? We'd have to be a united front demanding transparency, or we'll all end up like that Simonis Radakis.
Access granted.
Case of asphyxiation in one of the server chambers. Accident my ass. This poor girl stumbled onto something and was trying to get to the bottom. Or the tip of it, since the thing is built like a giant diving board. Problem is, Sardakis did it the wrong way. She jumped off that diving board and right into the shallow end. No one person is going to be able to decouple its deadly security features.
Hey.
Access granted.
These social justice warriors fail to see the bigger picture. The Og incident took everything off the rails. Since then, the rift between politics and natural has gotten so wide. So we can clear the air and reevaluate how we can coexist peacefully.
So the sentiment that it is being enacted as a form of subjugation is false, then, Doctor?
Unequivocally false. The goal of the legislation is to ensure that they are as safe from us as we are from them. I am not augmented, but I have many friends who are. And most of them are afraid to walk outside of their homes right now, because if they do, the level of hatred and suspicion...
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Folks, it sounds like UN Resolution 3507 may be the solution the world is looking for. Thank you, Dr. Christensen, for your honest and insightful perspective. This is Eliza Cassell, reporting to you, live, from ICAS. ICAS News, global leader in the field of unbiased and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Always watching, because you are always watching. In part one of our two-part look at the Human Restoration Act, I am joined by the head of the Department of Sociology at Harvard, Dr. Stansfield Christensen. It is a pleasure to speak with you, Doctor. Tell me, what do you feel the Human Restoration Act will achieve?
When? When? And it's a pleasure to speak with you. Opponents are saying the Human Restoration Act is a step backwards, a devastating blow against basic human rights. These social justice warriors fail to see the bigger picture. The Og incident threw everything off the rails. Since then, the rift between augmented and naturalism has gotten so wide, so deep, it's become impossible to cross. We need a timeout, a temporary separation of the classes, so we can clear the air and reevaluate how we can coexist peacefully.
So the sentiment that it is being enacted as a form of always watching, because you are always watching. In part one of our two-part look at the Human Restoration Act, I am joined by the head of the Department of Sociology at Harvard, Dr. Stansfield Christensen. It is a pleasure to speak with you, Doctor. Tell me, what do you feel the Human Restoration Act?
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Opponents are saying the Human Restoration Act is a step backwards, a devastating blow against basic human rights. These social justice warriors fail to see the bigger picture. The Og incident threw everything off the rails. Since then, the rift between augmented and naturalism has gotten so wide, so deep, it's become impossible to cross. We need a timeout, a temporary separation of the classes, so we can clear the air and reevaluate how we can coexist peacefully.
So the sentiment that it is being enacted as a form of subjugation is false, then, Doctor?
Unequivocally false. The goal of the legislation is to ensure that they are safe from us as we are from them. Men are afraid to walk outside of their homes right now, because if they do, the level of hatred and suspicion is horrifying. They want to feel safe again, and the Human Restoration Act can give them.
Listen, when I asked you what the deal with Catholic and Redditch was, forget that. What the deal with spelling shit. Ask me this morning, and this is what comes out. This guarding is pointless. Orders are orders. Yeah. Can't wait to leave this fucking city.
It's Dominic. Dominic! Can you talk? You're serious? Someone took out Golva? I told you! Hiding out with the crate. The Otar's doing that. Because Otar's making a play for the top. If I can figure this out, so will the boss. It's our chance.
Cadlick. I delivered your boy Dominic. No one saw me go in or out.
Impressive. How is he?
He's still out cold. Might want to ease off on the bright lights when he comes around.
I'll keep that in mind. We do want him to be as attentive as possible. I think this concludes our business tonight.
Interesting.
Been a long day.
I got something you want.
Mr. Jensen, it is...
Otar, I know. I can see your face on the info link. I did the job for Cadlick.
She told me herself. It is the first time we have spoken in... Well, things change, huh? The debt you took for Caller is paid. Perhaps it is now I who owes you the favor.
I'll remember it, Otar.
You do that, my friend.
A goddamn clank.